Hey, it's Fox from Inferno Fox Gaming. So we're continuing the series of collecting, or should I say recollecting, all of the Super Nintendo classics that I had as a kid, either owned or played / rented. And these are the critical gets for my favorite system of all time because, yes, I am that old. I grew up with the Super Nintendo. So we're going to be starting off with a bang, and that is with The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. And this one I actually got from Facebook Marketplace. I paid $29 for the game cartridge, though price charting has it at $35.85 as of the recording of this video. So I ended up with a little under $7 of savings. And Legend of Zelda itself is one of my favorite Zelda games. I think it's, in regards to like being the best, probably number 3 in my opinion, where Ocarina of Time wears the crown and then Breath of the Wild with the silver medal. But this is one of the best Zeldas, but also one of the best Super Nintendo games. Got a lot of fond memories of playing this with my older brother. If we're talking about bangers, we are going from great to excellent with Rival Turf. I mean, look at this box art. These guys are tough and they will beat you up. I got on in the Facebook Marketplace for $10. Price charting was $10.46. I got my money's worth with this. But this is one of those games where we had it physically. I ended up buying this, I think, from a buddy of mine back when I was like 5th or 6th grade or something, if that tells you anything. But I actually like this more than Final Fight. Call me crazy. The music is decent. The gameplay is fun, albeit pretty, repeatable for the beat 'em up genre. I have a special place in my heart for this beat 'em up. So if you like Rival Turf, either for the irony of the box art or even for the gameplay, let me know in the comment section below. But we are going from, what was that, great to, okay, admittedly not so great, to the great again with Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. This is another Facebook Marketplace get, and got this for $28, whereas price charting shows it at $35. It was an excellent pickup, I feel. This one is, in all of these, I've tested on my, it's like a Hyperkin Super Nintendo console. All of them tested fine, all have save functionality where applicable. Really excited to get a lot of these physicals. The gameplay for this is absolutely fantastic. Another Fox and older brother gameplay. This is one of the kind of one of the last games that he and I had bonded together playing, or in the Christmas of '95. Yes, again, I am that old. I'll keep reminding you guys, but we played it as kids / teenagers. It was fun, even with the annoying Baby Mario cries. Still an absolutely fantastic game, and yeah, definitely recommend playing this on the NSO service, just like everything else. I think this and the last 2 games, they're available on the NSO, but I'm going to show you one that is not available on the NSO, and I don't think it's gonna be. That is SimCity. This one, again, Facebook Marketplace. I paid $10 and this was $11.99 on price charting. I'm surprised. This is such a great game. I mean, and it not quite a launch title, but it was real close there. I know it's under the EA license now, SimCity itself, but it has a lot of that personality, not only with Dr. Wright, but like little Mario nuances, from the statue you get for getting 500,000 population, which to this day I still haven't gotten. I've gotten close, 420,000, as well as the Bowser attacks that happen. This, again, this was another one of those fun games. My family and I played this, but I remember me and my cousin not only playing this whenever he came over. He also really enjoyed Pilot Wings, but my cousin and I would design little SimCity maps on paper on how we'd like to have our cities be when we were in grade school together, 5th grade, and just being able to take those and try and implement them okay, we never really did. It was always SimCity maps to kill the time, but this was always a lot of fun. Hopefully, maybe someday I'll get 500,000 population. Probably not. I mean, I'm already old. I only have so much time left. But great game. Another great game, and this is one I never actually owned. Out of all these that I picked up, never owned this. This was a rental a couple times, but UN Squadron, picked it up from Facebook Marketplace for $22, and price charting has it at $25. I never knew it, but this, it's never gonna see a re-release because it's a license game. It's a license from an anime. I think it's called like Area 88 or something like that. And it just kind of surprised me where the basis of that is that these pilots, I guess they're prisoners or something, and they serve time by serving in they're like this Air Force or this mercenary Air Force, and they earn money, but they have to use that money to improve their aircrafts, which is kind of the premise of the game, which makes it so cool. You could pick between 3 different of these pilots, and then you do these missions, you get some cash, and then you use that cash to either buy new planes or improve and buy various extra weapons for your existing plane. Very cool. I feel like this is also like kind of like a Gradius, except with a lot less of the pickups you can get during the actual missions. It's a lot more fairer, and where you can take a hit and you don't die right away and go all the way back to the beginning. A lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking that out if you can get a physical copy or simulation. Fantastic game. I do hope we get some sort of re-release for current gens or something like that. That would be great. Next up is one of my favorite puzzle games, and that would be Tetris Attack. And this one, again, Facebook Marketplace, I paid $12, price charting $14.97. So again, you're going to see a lot of these are savings quite a bit. Facebook Marketplace is really good with that, but there's a little bit of buyer beware where you just don't know how truthful the pictures are, and you always got to worry about, was the person a smoker? So you kind of got to have a good sense for that. These from the Facebook Marketplace kind of came in a little bit sticky. That's okay. I took a Lysol wipe and wiped down the cartridges, not the bottoms, not the bottoms of them or anything like that. Just wiped down the outers, was very careful with the label and the labels on the backs, and now they're in great shape. And again, like I said, they play perfectly. I played this a little bit with Stormrose Sky from the Inferno cast, but I also played this surprisingly with my mother. This was one of the few games that she would actually play, and whenever we'd play, mostly do the score attacks that they have in this, and I'd always give her a 10,000 point handicap because she couldn't do like the chains as quickly as I could. Regardless, again, it's a really fun game. It was really interesting that they went with the whole Yoshi's Island aesthetic, because of course this was known as Panel de Pon in Japan. This is on the NSO as Panel de Pon. I kind of wish that we had the Yoshi's Island aesthetic on the NSO, because it's got some of the Yoshi's Island music from this. So, or that is in this. So, but yeah, a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it. The next one, this one was a little bit of a cheat. Like I said, my goal is to get 35 games. The 35 games that I grew up with and or loved, rented, owned, what have you. This is a cheat because this is a twofer. This is Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World. I got this Facebook Marketplace for $31. Price charting was showing it at $39.45. And never actually owned this specific type of cartridge because we had Super Mario World and we had Super Mario All-Stars separately, but we didn't have them together. And to me, it was interesting that they released it, I think, a year after Mario All-Stars came out. And it was often like a pack-in title, but like, seriously, 5 Super Mario games where like 4 of them are absolute baller games. You cannot go wrong with that. And this, again, doesn't disappoint. Love this. And I love that it has all of these games in one. And I mean, Super Mario World, again, I told the story a million times. I was the first one in our family to beat it by exploiting the Star Road little shortcuts the day after Christmas, the day after we got the Super Nintendo. And then Super Mario All-Stars, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I cannot recommend this enough. And fortunately, both are on the NSO. But if we're going to talk about something not on the NSO, that's gonna be Lemmings. And Lemmings, I actually snagged this from eBay for $15.61. Price charting had it at $19.54. And Lemmings, this is interesting because the company that made it, it was published by Sunsoft, but it was created by Psychnosis, and Psychnosis was purchased by Sony and PlayStation like a couple years after this was published. So after this and Lemmings 2 were published, it became a Sony property, and then they ended up doing a whole bunch of publishing and games creation for Sony. Lemmings, absolutely fantastic. Not only did we play this on the Super Nintendo, but also played it on MS-DOS on our old 386 computer that we had. Plugging in, I think we had the CD. Yeah, I had the CD-ROM for it. It was a lot of fun with that. Again, this is kind of like that not really puzzle platformer, but it really is just like a puzzle gameplay. Of course, the idea of lemmings going and killing themselves, that's a misnomer. It's a myth. It doesn't happen, apparently. What was that? From a 60s, 1950s, 1960s Disney nature video or something like that. Showed them falling off a cliff or jumping off a cliff, but that was the only time they've ever done it. It's like the whole alpha thing, the alpha wolf. That's a myth. The researcher that created that in the 60s, after he published his paper, then spent the rest of his life refuting it. So that's weird. It's kind of funny how, Lemmings, I guess, sort of, kind of, not really relates to that. But all that aside, I love the music in this game, love the gameplay. It's a lot of fun. Another one that we never owned and that I rented a number of times. Glad to finally own it so that I can have that for my collection. And we're gonna end this collection video with a banger. This is a classic RPG, one of my favorite games of all time. You know it, you love it, because it just came out again a year or two ago. That is Super Mario RPG. Price charting has this at $59.99, but the manual that comes with it is also $25.24, and I paid $67.50 for both. So I definitely saved some money there. I mean, it's Super Mario RPG. Come on, it is such an absolutely fantastic game. Not as easy as the remake. I do absolutely recommend the remake on the Nintendo Switch. We're never going to get this on the NSO, I think, because of that. But this also is on the Super Nintendo Classic. That probably, I don't know if anybody was able to get that. But I was lucky where I was able to snag one, and hopefully you were too if you were interested. But again, Super Mario RPG, a lot of great memories with this. Didn't play this with my older brother. He entered his rebellious teenage / video games are nerdy / gamers never get girls phase, and how that goes. The overall premise with Mario starring in his first RPG game, of course, led to 3 different types of Mario RPGs. You of course have this. You got Mario and Luigi. You got Paper Mario, and a whole bunch of other franchise characters who dip their toes in the RPG genre, like Sonic and Mega Man X. We really need to get a decent Sonic and Mega Man RPG game, don't we? If we had some sort of like larger crossover, like a Super RPG Brothers, wouldn't that be great? Let me know in the comment section below. But going back old school, love this game. Absolutely fantastic, and can't recommend it enough. So those are the pickups that I had on this first official pickups video. I'm going to be going to the Midwest Gaming Convention in April, and I'm hoping to expand my Super Nintendo repertoire to get some of my big gets, and I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for my white whale. and that's going to be Mega Man 7. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on these gets, and if you're going to be at the Midwest Gaming Convention in Milwaukee. Again, let me know. Would love to meet up with you. Otherwise, thanks again, and have a great day.